Girl tries to text weeks later after kissing a guy. I was texting and calling a girl I met for about 2 weeks. As she lived quite far away, she suggested I should visit her city and hang out. She even offered her place for me to crash if needed. She seemed excited about going clubbing together, and when I got there and got lost, she patiently stayed on the phone with me for half an hour until I found her, which I appreciated. We met up, and everything seemed fine as she greeted me with a kiss. We entered the club together, but that's when things took an unexpected turn. I got cold feet, realizing I was expected to entertain her throughout the night. My social anxiety and shyness made dancing and being affectionate awkward, and she noticed my discomfort. She tried to help by putting her arm around me, but I was too nervous to reciprocate. Feeling anxious, I decided to grab a drink to calm my nerves, and that's when I noticed her talking to some guy. To my shock, she disappeared with him, and I found myself in a state of disbelief. I hoped she would come back, but instead I saw her kissing him in the club while avoiding eye contact with me. A friend who had come along with me advised not to let her have all the fun and suggested I should try to get with another girl at the club. I attempted, but it didn't work out. She went home with the guy, and since transportation and hotels were no longer available, I had to wait until 7 a.m. for a more expensive bus to get back home. A few weeks later, she tried to text me, but I was still hurt by her actions. I responded telling her she had the audacity to reach out after what happened. She acted clueless, and I decided to leave her message on scene, never hearing from her again. No real plans. Lately, I've encountered a recurring situation where men ask me out on a date, and when I enthusiastically respond with a yes, I'd love to, they become hesitant about finalizing a day and keep asking me what I want to do instead of making suggestions. It's a bit frustrating when the person who initiated the date doesn't offer any ideas. I understand they may want to ensure we do something I enjoy, but it still feels strange. I'm not asking for extravagant plans. A simple question like, would you like to go for a walk? Or how about grabbing coffee? Would be perfectly fine. It's just the lack of suggestions that feels off to me. Of course, I could be mistaken in my perception, but it's how I feel about the situation. She was gone for a month. I feel hurt and angry. I've been dating this girl for about 5 to 6 months. Things were going well until she freaked out and booked a trip for a month. She now tells me that she misses me and wishes I was there. I just have so much pain and anger that she left for this long. I feel like things won't be the same once she comes back. I don't know what to do. I care about her, but at the same time I feel angry because I feel like I was abandoned. I want to tell her how she made me feel, but I don't think it'll make much of a difference. It would only make me look clingy. At the same time, I don't know if I can continue to pretend that it doesn't bug me. I'm done. I was feeling so confident a few days ago, thinking things were finally turning around for me, but now I'm facing a problem that seems beyond my control. I am a bisexual man living in a bigoted society, and it's been challenging for me. I went on some dates with a guy whom I genuinely liked and connected with. However, during one of our outings at the mall, some people looked at us with judgment, and it made me feel incredibly uncomfortable. I could feel the weight of society's prejudice, and it was suffocating. I don't think I can handle dating men publicly due to my fear of potential hecklings or attacks. On the other hand, dating women is equally challenging because my past experiences with men might be a deterrent for them. It feels like I'm stuck in a complicated situation with limited options. I believe there might be someone accepting and understanding out there, perhaps even someone who identifies as bisexual as well, but I'm tired of constantly searching for them. Right now, I think it's best for me to focus on my personal growth, work towards my goal, and maybe even consider getting a dog as a companion. I need to work on accepting myself for who I am, and maybe in the future, I'll revisit the idea of dating again. I feel like my boyfriend's friend is behaving weird towards me. I've been in a relationship with my boyfriend for over 2 years, and we occasionally hang out with one of his best friends. Lately, I've been noticing some slightly peculiar behavior from his friends towards me. For instance, I caught him checking me out discreetly while engaged in conversation, maintaining eye contact as if he wasn't fully aware of it. Although this happened only a few times and rather briefly, it left me feeling uneasy. On another occasion, he complimented my outfit, mentioning that it suited me perfectly, while we were dining at a fancy restaurant, with my boyfriend sitting next to me and his girlfriend parking her car outside. While nothing major has happened, I've also observed that he tends to agree with me on almost every topic, and spends an excessive amount of time engaging in exclusive conversations with me, even when we are not alone. This behavior sometimes makes me slightly uncomfortable. I'm unsure if I'm overthinking things, as our partners seem to be oblivious to any strange dynamics. Nonetheless, the patterns I've noticed leave me questioning whether there's more to his actions than meets the eye. I was ghosted after being trauma dumped. This week I went out with a guy I met in my condo. We had chatted several times before, but I only got his number about a week ago. We texted quite a bit leading up to our date, but during the actual meeting, I noticed he was much more nervous than when we had talked previously. He immediately opened up about his traumas, and it felt like he was trauma dumping. As someone with ADHD, I understand oversharing, but it triggered me early on, and I found myself feeling dissociated for most of the date. Despite the awkwardness, he didn't seem to notice as he kept talking non-stop. When we said goodbye, it was a bit uncomfortable, and I invited him on a walk the next day. However, he politely declined, explaining that he was at work but kindly wished me well. He even offered to leave early from work to accompany me if I needed to take my neighbor's dog out, as it was already dark. Since then, he hasn't reached out, even though he used to text me non-stop before. Now I'm uncertain if he's simply not interested or if he's embarrassed about the trauma dumping. If it's the latter, I wonder if I should contact him to reassure him that his openness isn't a deal breaker for me, as I understand mental health issues. I want to be supportive, but I don't want to misinterpret his intentions if he's not interested in continuing the relationship. How hard should I try on the first date? Is it worse to be overdressed or underdressed on a date? I haven't dated in years, and I'm unsure about what's expected of me. I want to show interest in him, but I also don't want to come across as desperate or trying too hard. The situation is a bit puzzling because I'm not sure if he likes me. He's the one who suggested this be a date, but he hasn't complimented my appearance or anything. We didn't meet through a dating app. Rather, I'm an acquaintance of his best friend, and he asked for my number about a week ago because he finds me funny. I'm considering wearing a short black dress with boots for our date at a bar. My concern is that he might show up in a casual t-shirt, and I don't want to seem like I'm trying too hard or appearing too eager. Many people suggest jeans and a nice blouse, but wearing denim for extended periods overwhelms me due to my autism, which isn't ideal for a first date. On the other hand, he has never seen me with my hair up, but I think it will enhance my appearance. He hasn't shown obvious signs of attractions besides calling this a date and making minor jokes that could be interpreted as flirting. I just want to strike the right balance and have an enjoyable date with him.